Monday, I got to spend my entire weekend relaxing, though I did have to be cautious because even after I shot the killer multiple times. That seems to have not killed him because more people got murdered during the weekend. However, something weird happened during the middle of the night. Basically, I heard loud thuds at like 3 in the morning. When I looked outside, I could just barely make out something poking out of a nearby tree. But before I could get a closer look, it ran away. I don't know what that thing was. I think I might have been in a dream due to me almost getting murdered Saturday night. But something tells me that it wasn't a dream. I went to school when everyone was really gloomy except for Fregley, who kept on telling everyone that he was being stalked. I think I'm being stalked. Yeah, Fregley, you're so funny. No, seriously. After school, my plan was to bring that mysterious fur I've recovered underneath Dad's car and bring it to Alex Aruda, since he probably knows what animal or even species it belongs to. However, Holly came and saw me. Hey, Greg. Oh, hello, Holly. What do you want? Do you want to come over to my house? Yeah, sure. I'll just need to talk to Alex Aruda first. Oh, is that super important to do? Yes, it's super important, Holly. You know, you've been acting weird since we became friends. Well, it's just that ever since my boyfriend and sister went missing, I've been needing a friend. Oh, why me specifically? I would have thought you'd want nothing to do with me, especially after you mistook me for Fregley. Well, you see... Actually, sorry for bothering you, Greg. Bye. Well, that was incredibly weird. Anyways, after that awkward conversation, I went to the science room and met up with Alex Aruda. I gave Alex that piece of fur and I told him, do you know what animal this belongs to? I waited a few seconds for him to get a good look at it. Then he said, I have no idea what animal has that same fur. That surprised me because Alex is a genius and I thought that he would for sure know what animal or thing that fur belonged to. I thought that I was at a roadblock, but then Alex said, however, I may be able to do a DNA analysis and identify which species this is from. He said that he will have it ready tomorrow, so that means that the case isn't doomed. Tuesday, in the middle of the freaking night, I was awoken by several scratches on my window. After a minute, it spoke in Rowley's voice. Gregory! I didn't know what that thing was, but I knew it wasn't Rowley, because he will never go through my window. However, the thing was persistent. Open the window, Gregory. It's me, Rowley. I was freaking out as it was clear that I was not Rowley. I was trying to think of a rational explanation as to what that thing was and why I was using Rowley's voice. Then I remembered what Manny said a month ago. The beast can mimic the voices of its victims. Now I was definitely panicking. Was that thing outside my window the beast that Manny was babbling about since August? I was also worried about Rowley's because Manny said that the beast could mimic the voices of its victims. So was Rowley killed by that thing? But I didn't have time to think as that thing was starting to get extremely angry.
Open the window, Gregory.
I was thinking about what to do in this situation if that thing broke in. Then I remembered that I hid Dad's gun under my pillow in case of emergencies. However, I didn't want to risk that thing seeing me and smashing through the window to grab me. But after a minute, the thing started banging on the window saying, I know you're in there, Gregory. I won't let you escape me. I continued to hold still because I thought as long as I don't make any sudden movements, maybe it won't see me. However, that didn't work and the monster smashed open my window. I frantically searched up under my pillow to get Dad's gun. As the thing grabbed my leg, I got the gun and shot that thing. That monster ended up screaming and running away. Also, my mom was at a bar and Roderick was at Bill's, so that's why neither of them came to my room during the whole thing. However, I was not going to stay in my room because that thing that attacked me could come back, so I slept in the basement. However, I couldn't sleep because I was still terrified about what happened. I pinched myself to make sure I wasn't dreaming, and yep, I wasn't. So now I'm super confused on what's going on. Was all this being done by a human or monster? I honestly don't know anymore. Friday. It's been a couple of days since that monster attacked me. and I've been more paranoid than ever. I've been sleeping in the basement. I have no idea onto what's real and fake anymore. I know that I'm not going insane, but I could have sworn that guy at Hardscrabble Farms was a human. But the thing that was at my window was some sort of monster. On top of all that, Alex Ruda was found dead, and police said that it looked like a bear killed him. Also, you know how Alex said that he was running a DNA analysis on that fur I found on Hardscrabble Farms? Well, the science room that was the the science room that had the DNA was destroyed. That means that the evidence was destroyed, and I'm taking one huge step back from catching the killer or the monster. You know what? I think I need to calm down a bit. I'm definitely getting stressed out. Maybe rereading my old journals will help out. Saturday. Wait, I think this case isn't dead yet. Yesterday, while I was rereading my old journals to help relax, I saw this interesting drawing I did. Juice. If you don't know, then when Freddie needs to go use the bathroom, he always says juice for whatever reason. Remember when I got that piece of paper at Hardscrabble Farms that was signed juice? Well, I have a hunch that Freddie might be juice. Now I know my only reasoning is because of something Freddie says, but since Freddie seems to know something about what's going on like Manny, then he could be juice. After an hour of debating with myself, I've decided to go to Freddie's house to see if I could get something from him. A couple of hours later, so I visited Fregley's house, and yeah, it was definitely interesting to say the least. When I got to Fregley's house, I saw that he was stabbing a cat with a stick. Oh, hey, Greg. I was starting to think that this was a mistake and talking to Fregley won't get me anywhere. However, I still proceeded with the plan and went to his house anyways. I decided to keep it low-key for an hour because I wanted him to trust me since he thinks that he's being stalked. I just went along with whatever Fregley wanted to do, mostly. Are you finally ready to see my secret freckle, Greg? Absolutely not. Fregley seemed to trust me, so I asked him about the beast, and he started to freak out. Oh my goodness, the beast! I thought you would never believe me, Greg. It took about almost 15 minutes for him to calm down. But once he did, he started asking me why I asked him about the beast. I told him about what happened a couple of days ago where the monster tried to lure me out using Rowley's voice. Gregory responded with, Look, Greg, you're very lucky to have even survived the beast. However, the beast doesn't give up on victims, so expect to be attacked more. I then told Fregley why the beast is here, and he said, well, the beast isn't actually from this world. It's from another dimension where monsters exist. I got super confused, so I asked Fregley more questions like how the beast came to this world, and he said that him and Maddie were messing around with a mysterious book and had accidentally summoned it to here. Fregley also said that after they summoned the beast, they lost it, and now it's running loose across Plainview. But Fregley believes that someone is keeping it as some sort of pet and sacrificing people to it. I was about to leave when Fregley stopped me and gave me a book. He said that this was the book that him and Maddie used to bring the beast here. He told me to guard it with my life. I took it and I hid it in my closet. Goodness, I just thought that this was a simple murder mystery. Why did all of this alternate reality stuff happen? Monday. Yesterday was super crazy, so I'll explain everything that happened. It started when I was trying to fall asleep when my phone rang. By the way, I've been sleeping in the basement ever since the beast attacked me last Tuesday. In fact, I haven't even gone to my room ever since that incident. Anyways, I answered my phone and it was Fregley. Hello? Greg, come to my house immediately. I ran to Fregley's house. When I got there, I saw that the door was ripped off. It was an incredible bad feeling about this, but I pressed on and found that his house had been trashed. I went deeper into Fregley's house until I heard a voice coming from the basement. It was Fregley's mom. Help me! I cautiously approached the basement since I was not sure about if this was Fregley's mom or not. I stood at the top of the stair for a moment before I heard Fregley's mom talk to me. Help me before I get me! I then saw an arm reach out in the darkness and recognized it as the same arm that tried to grab me through my window on Tuesday. And that's when I realized that this was not Fregley's mom. As soon as I saw the arm, I sprinted out. But as soon as I got out, I heard that thing running up the stairs, so I slammed the door. Once that thing's hand got out of the door, I locked it out and ran to a nearby room. When I got there, I heard a loud crash that seemed to come from where the basement was. I hid in a closet to try and hide from the monster. I heard that thing walking around the house, probably trying to find me and kill me. Eventually, I heard it come to the room I was in, and after a minute, I heard it starting to approach the closet where I was hiding in. I hid in the closet, making sure not to make a single noise. Luckily, after a couple of minutes, I heard those same footsteps walk away from where the closet was. After that, I decided to get my phone and call the police. 911, what's your emergency? Get here immediately. There's a murder in my friend's house. I decided to tell the operator that it was the Plainview Ripper rather than a monster because I didn't want to risk them thinking that this was a prank call. The person told me to stay put where I was hiding and help will be there in 15 minutes. So that was my plan. Lay low in the closet until the police arrived. However, a minute after I was done talking with the 911 operator, I heard a bunch of smashing noises and "You won't escape me, Gregory." Luckily, it seemed to have come from the living room, which was pretty far from the room where I was at. But considering as to how aggressive it sounded, I knew it will only be a matter of time before that thing finds me. So I had a dilemma. Do I stay in the closet and wait for help? Or do I get the heck out of there now? If I stay there, I might eventually get found and killed. Ah! But if I try to get out then, I might get caught and will, get killed. Well, I heard it come to the kitchen and the next room over is where I am at. So I decided to get the heck out of there. I checked to see if the coast was clear, which it luckily was. And I ran away from where the noises were being made and tried to see if there was a back door, which luckily there was. As I ran out, I could hear it destroying the room that I was in, which means that I made the right choice. I made sure to get as far away from Fregley's house as possible. I ran so much that I lost my breath. I decided to catch my breath. Then I heard Fregley trying to talk to me. "Greg, get over here now." I was relieved that it was Fregley and not the monster. I went to where Fregley said he was. Thank goodness, it's you, Fregley. But when I actually came to where Fregley was, I realized that this was not Fregley who was talking to me. I was completely horrified. I almost threw up, but I didn't notice that Fregley had spelled RHL in his blood, so I took note of that. I then heard something running towards me and I realized that I needed to get the flip out of there. Now, since I was in a rush to get to Fregley's house, I forgot to bring Dad's gun, so my plan was to make it back to Fregley's house since the police are probably there by now. However, I got completely lost, so I didn't know where I was going. Oh crap. I couldn't just stand around doing nothing because the beast was fastly approaching. I decided to go left because I thought going there would throw off the beast somehow. Fortunately, that didn't work. I was running out of breath pretty quickly and it felt like the beast was catching up to me. I thought that I was going to get caught. Then I saw a fence, so I climbed it. When I got over the fence, I saw that I was at Rowley's backyard. This was my salvation, so I went on the porch and knocked as loudly as possible, so I'll get either Rowley or his parents' attention. "Rowley, open the door now!" However, nobody was answering the door, and with time running out, I just decided to jump through the window. Oh, I knew that was a stupid idea, and the instant I did it, I regretted it. After doing that, I was bleeding profusely and I was in a lot of pain. I crawled over to the kitchen before I gave up because of the pain. "Rowley, help." I'm pretty sure a few seconds later I ended up blacking out since I woke up in the hospital. Yeah, I've been writing in this journal for the entire day since I have nothing else to do besides watch the same kids show for the 50th time today. Tuesday, Rowley and Holly visited me today and I actually felt good for once. Wait, RHL. Rowley? Holly? I think I'm onto something. It's either Rowley... Wait, no. Yeah, it has to be Rowley, Holly, and someone else.